Hello, everybody. I am Jim Elizondo from Real Wealth Ranching, where we help ranchers to maximize their profitability while improving their land the fastest. I focus on low cost biological methods to bring harmony to your land, your life, your livestock. I also consult worldwide under very different environments in different countries. Today, we're going to go again into whatever you want to talk about, but if you're interested in the Excel spreadsheet, I can go through it. If not, then we will answer questions or any subject you're interested in. Please, to be able to comment and ask questions, you need to allow StreamYard to use your name. So please log in into StreamYard. Okay, well, I see that we have 12 persons. If it's okay, I would like to go again over the Excel spreadsheet, but I think it will be more interesting if you ask your own questions and what really is of importance to you. Today I was with the cows, and they have been gaining body condition on our stockpile, which is great news because it's really poor by now. And it would be good to show you some videos of that. We are grazing the last portion of our stockpile, which is low quality Bahia grass. And on 300 cows, we are only feeding 3 round bales per day. And they are in very good body condition. But we need to be observant and meet their needs by spacing out the times that we make a move or that we, hello Marco Valerio, nice to see you here. For example, we were feeding them 5 round bales, and these round bales weigh around 1,000 pounds. For 300 cows, well, that's not enough, but they were eating the stockpile. But the stockpile started to deteriorate after so much rain and frost. We have had around 13 or 15 freezes, and then rain almost 5 times a week. So after months of this, the quality of the stockpile is very low. But by feeding the protein supplement, which by now is less, early in the morning, and then we wait for them to finish that at around 10 minutes, and then we open the fresh break. We're only giving them 1 break per day because we do not have the infrastructure in place yet. The one wire permanent electric fences, 1 wire high tensile. So we wait 10 minutes for them to finish their calculus, which by then is 8:15 in the morning, and then we open the break. They go in and we leave. We do not leave, sorry. While they are grazing the stockpile in the morning, we make or prepare the next break for tomorrow. So the fence we took off, we put it, but we don't do it before they go into their stockpile, because if not, they will follow us and not graze. After we put up the fence, which it takes around 15 minutes, we go back to feed other groups of cattle, like the bulls and the yearling heifers. And then we go back to the corrals where we have the weaned heifers and weaned bull steers and bull calves, and we feed them then. Then we wait until the afternoon, 3:30 more or less, to go back and feed them their 3 round bales of Bermuda hay. So that's it. It's very low labor between 2 persons. The job gets done everything, and traveling and coming back, because it's around 1.5 miles away or 2 miles, 5 hours. So in 5 hours, we do all that. We take care of 600 and some animals. So Saturday and Sunday, because we have been talking about having free time to spend with your family and to enjoy life, we rotate persons to where the workload on a Saturday or on a Sunday needs to be only 4 hours, half a day. So on that day, we do the usual routine, but instead of waiting until 3:30 p.m. to feed them the hay, we will do it at 11 in the morning. It will not be as efficient, but it will give us the time that we require to enjoy life. So that's one of the tips I can give you. Remember, the main focus of this real wealth ranching is to create real wealth. And that includes time for you to enjoy your life with the money that you make in a low-cost way. We need our livestock to work for us. They have 4 legs, we only have 2. So we want them to be productive. Last week, we sold 44 cows and heifers that didn't get pregnant. If we do not sell them, we may end up keeping loafers. We don't want that. We want animals that are productive. So we want to increase the number of animals at a low cost that maintain good body condition. And fertility will be a way to measure their adaptation. If they got pregnant, they were well adapted. If they didn't, they are not. And we do not want to deal with animals that are not well adapted. As one wise man said, don't try to keep alive that what wants to die, and don't try to kill that what wants to stay alive. That means only use forages and livestock that are well adapted to your environment. Okay, I would like for you to ask questions, because I've been rambling for a long time now. Would you like me to go again to the spreadsheet and explain something of that, or would it be better just to keep answering questions? I would like to know. Okay, well, then I'm going to go to the ranch profitability calculator. This is so you can identify what makes a profit and what doesn't make the profit. Remember, this is our last Facebook Live that we will have. Next week, we're going to have a masterclass. In that masterclass, we're going to talk about 3 low-cost steps you can take to increase your stocking rate in a big way. Time. So that's next week. Today is our last Facebook Live where you can ask. It will be nice to hear from you. Okay, well, since I don't see any questions, any subject you want to talk about, I'm going to go back to the ranch profitability calculator. We made this spreadsheet so you can play with different numbers and come up to gross profit here and to return on investment here. Because if we do not make a profit, all the rest is not worthwhile because we will not be able to continue. So we need a profit. Oh, wait. This is the masterclass that I was explaining and talking about. I hope you all join me there because we're going to go into the detail and the steps, easy to follow steps to increase your stocking rate in a big way. What do I mean by a big way? We have seen a lot of educators and gurus and people that teach grazing methodology, and they say do not increase stocking rate the first year, then increase 10 or 30% the second year, and that's not really sexy or nice because we need to increase stocking rate 50 to 100% the first year, or it's not worthwhile. Why do I say this? Because we need to process all the forage we produce in our land to the cow or sheep, so it's digested and gives us some profit, and then it's returned to the land in such a way that it can be recycled properly. To achieve that, there are many steps to do. But the first one is to increase stocking rate because that determines profit. All your costs per year per ranch or farm is divided by the number of animal units you have. So if you have 100 and you spend $100,000, each animal will cost you $1,000. But if you have 300 and you spend $180,000, then your cost will be much lower per animal. So the number of animals you maintain per ranch or farm at a low cost per year determines profitability. That's number one. But number two is fertility. So that's why we include that here. And we include also the size of the cow. With larger cows, 1,400 pounds, it will correspond to a lower relative intake, which corresponds to a lower body condition score, which means we will not have very high fertility. Here are the fertilities. And if we go here to the addendum, we can see that a cow in good body condition from 6 to 7 will have a much better fertility or pregnancy rate. So a 6 will give us a 93% fertility, while a 4.5 will give us a 74% fertility. So if we go back to the calculator, we see that 4.5 body condition is a 73.5 fertility. Now I want to go back here so you can see how you determine body condition in your herd on average. 6 to 7 will, on a 9-point scale, will be that they are not physically weak. They do not have muscle atrophy. Their outline of the spine is not visible. The outline of the ribs are not visible. The outline of hip and pin bones are visible slightly. And the fat in brisket and flanks will be there. The fat udder and patchy flat are on tail head. We do not want that. That's obese. So what determines body condition? Fat percentage in the animal. because fat is needed for production of estrogen, and estrogen in the female is needed for the cow to cycle and produce an egg that can be fertilized, and we can get a calf, a live calf. So we put a reference here so you can go back and readjust or go back to the original numbers after you play with this. You're supposed to play in this first section, change your numbers, and this is what I would recommend. And then you will get all these numbers as a result. Let's go to the assumptions based on real wealth ranching recommendations. The average cow weight that we suggest is 950 pounds to 1,100 pounds. Depends on your environment. The higher your altitude or the latitude, the larger the cow can be, and the more closer to the tropics and to sea level and high heat index, the smaller the cow should be. Now, even in the north or high altitude, the shorter cow will be more productive or efficient converter of forage than the taller animal. And the feedlots, they want large animals, tall and lanky, and that goes against our profits. So we need to have a happy medium. So the equivalent number of shorter cows in same acreage, if they weigh 950 pounds, is 1.34. But if they were to weigh 1,100, see how this changes to 1.2. Because it has to do with the metabolic weight, that is the actual weight to the raised to the 0.75 potency. It's all there in the, here, you can see it here, it's all there in the formulas. So let's go back to the 950 pound, 1.34, and we can get a 10% higher cost of price per calf because they are lighter. And the increased direct cost, this you can play with that. You can change it to whatever you think is right or correct. And then you can see that the baseline will be the conventional with cows of 1,400 pounds. Double the sucking rate in conventional will be 200 cows instead of 100. But when we go to what we recommend, or I recommend, you see that it's 268 animals because they are smaller. And that comes from this formula here, which includes this, okay? This factor here. So instead of 7 or 16 paddocks, we can have 1,000 or more because we are building fence up and taking them down, temporary fences with poly braid. But if we triple, we get to 401 animals. Now the gross profit will go from $7,720 to $61,000. That's on a 500-acre ranch. And we're talking about 401 cow with a profit per cow of $152, because right now we are at very low prices of weaned calf. We're in the low part of the cycle. If it had been like it was some years ago, where the price of calves were at $3, it changes to $264,000. So that's almost 4 times more. And the return investment goes up to 10 and 13%. But we have to deal with high and low prices. So please feel free to go here to StreamYard in your Facebook, and before leaving a comment, you need to grant StreamYard the permission so we can see your name when you ask the question. I hope you're not having difficulties. I hope you're not having trouble accessing us, because I really want to hear from you. Okay, well, it seems that there are no questions, so I would like to invite you all. I would like to invite you all to the masterclass. It's going to be in 3 different dates, so you can select which one is best for you at different hours. And we're going to talk about the 3 simple and low-cost steps you can take to increase your stocking rate, which equals profitability if done right, lower your costs to increase your stocking rate in a big way. Hope to see you there, and I hope you have a very nice evening. Good night, and thank you for attending. Hola, Nico. Mucho gusto, sí. Platicamos. Este es el último Facebook Live, pero vamos a tener el Masterclass después. Okay, thank you, everyone. This is our last Facebook Live, and Masterclass will come next. Have a good night.